Sinking is in full swing at the first shaft of the UST-JAJWA mine. About 122 meters of the shaft have been excavated. Rock excavation is carried out cyclically. Temporary concrete lining is being mounted. Temporary concrete lining is a part of the overall concrete lining which will be ready after tubings have been installed and the space outside the tubing has been filled with concrete. But in this case it will be a permanent concrete lining. Concrete pouring and the tubing itself will be thicker. Initially, mine shaft sinkers excavate the shaft up to 10.4 meters in diameter. Then they pour concrete of 60 centimeters in thickness. Thus, the shaft diameter becomes 9.20 meters. When the depth of the shaft has reached 292 meters, tubings will be mounted from bottom to top. Afterwards, the inner diameter of the shaft will be 8 meters when tubings have been mounted and the space between tubings and temporary concrete lining have been poured with concrete. At the second shaft, the depth has already reached 45 meters. At the moment, remounting of banking level and installation of permanent ventilation are being completed here. In the near future, the company plans to continue full-featured shaft sinking. At the construction site, the overground tubing warehouse is also being completed. In the near future, about 5,500 tubings will arrive here. Concrete used for concrete lining inside the shaft is produced directly at the territory of UST-JAJWA mine at the concrete plant built specially for these purposes. Behind us, there is a principal facility. To the right, there are bunkers used for inert materials, sand, gravel mix, and ballast stone. The core is the mixing plant to mix the components, cement, gravel, sand, and additives. The manufacturing process is monitored by an operator from the operator's room situated on the left. All operations are displayed on a computer screen. Video surveillance is set in the mixer to supervise on-the-fly preparation and mixing of the concrete. Nowhere else at the concrete plant, let it be in Turkey or Italy, will you find such equipment. Dahlmann Haniel Shock Destroy designed a brand of concrete called B35. This brand is manufactured specifically for shaft sinking and fully meets the requirements of the project. If we compare its strength capacity in megapascals, the concrete manufactured by Dahlmann Haniel Shock Destroy has a strength capacity of up to 80 megapascals, while the concrete used for houses construction has a strength capacity of only 44 megapascals. The mixture of modern materials was selected to manufacture cement. It is produced by Sukhoi Log Company. This cement is manufactured using German equipment and meets European standards. The granite macadam used to increase strength of concrete has also a high quality and delivered from Kachkanar. Sand and gravel are manufactured and produced here in Berezniki. Concrete plant completely covers the demand during the construction of the UST-JAJWA mine, both for shaft sinking and for landscaping. Production of concrete is fully automated and meets all the requirements of European standards. The operator involved in the concrete production fulfills only control functions. Everything else is done by concrete batch plant. Initially, the design documentation provides for 2-hour storage period of concrete mix in the atmosphere. After 2 hours, the concrete begins setting. It is important that the early stage of concrete setting took place in the shaft when the concrete is already laid. Production of 1 cube of concrete takes 1.5 minutes. The work of concrete batch plant is organized as follows. Construction site operators send a request for the amount of concrete needed at the moment. First of all, lining and formwork should be installed at the shaft. The information on estimated volume is submitted to the operator of the concrete plant. Afterwards, preparatory works take place. The operator checks the equipment and begins production of concrete. Motor concrete mixers arrive to the concrete shop to deliver concrete to the construction site. After that, the concrete in the buckets is lowered into the shaft and supplied through the funnel using formwork.
Опалубка монтируется предварительно перед заливкой бетона, соответственно, она уже не влияет на сам процесс бетонирования.
Formwork is mounted in advance, prior to concrete pouring, so that it has no effect on the process of concreting. Of course, we have enough time, because time for concreting is already limited. And if there are no breakdowns during concreting, then everything goes well. If something fails, supply of concrete is interrupted accordingly to avoid concrete setting in the mixers, concrete bucket, or in the funnel.
Ни в бетонной бадье, ни в воронке.
As the bottom hole gets deeper, formwork moves down along with the work deck. Concrete is poured every 4.2 meters. Each concrete pour takes about 80 to 100 concrete cubes. Concrete is gaining the necessary strength within 7 days. We do not wait 7 days until it sets, becomes hard, and gets strength. Just after 3 to 4 days, we remove the formwork and move on. Organized and well-coordinated work to build temporary concrete lining allows Diamond Manual Shock Destroy to keep up with the construction schedule. So the company's employees are planning to excavate the next 100 meters up to the temperature discontinuities area in the first shaft by the middle of September. After that, sinking of pre-drilled and cement wells will take place.